Seattle has the tiebreaker. They beat Los Angeles in October down in LA. Seattle won the toss and deferred, so Blair Walsh kicks off. And here comes Andre Roberts, bringing it back for Atlanta with a lot of running room. It's the kicker Walsh trying to slow him down and take him down. He slowed him enough, and God help that they could make the tackle just shy of midfield. Play fake to Tevin Coleman. Ryan on the run, and it's dropped by the great Julio Jones. Through 9 games a year ago, he had thrown 23 touchdown passes. This year, just 13. The toss to Coleman. He's across midfield. Ryan, by his own admission, on the field. A former Seahawk, played here 2011 to 14. Ryan in a crowd, throws a low ball, and it's a catch. A terrific catch made by Justin Hardy.
Coverage can't be any better, but here we go with Atlanta.
Terrific catch. It's Hardy again. Easier opportunity for him this time. He shoved out of bounds. He's all said and done. Many believe he'll be regarded as one of the all-time greats. Certainly one of the best of this era. Coleman about a yard shy of the first down to the 29-yard line of Seattle. Teron Ward now the running back. And Mohamed Sanu lines up in a wildcat and carries for the first down. He got yanked down by K.J. Wright, but more than enough to move the chains to the 26-yard line. 3 seasons under Pete Carroll. He actually came here for 1 year under Jim Mora. Long throw by Ryan, end zone, and the one-handed catch was not made, but there is a flag down as perhaps the other arm of Sanu was being held by Jeremy Lane.
Pass interference, number 20, defense. Got a foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
On Terry Poe, the defensive lineman comes in on the goal line to block. And there is a flag down. If the play stands, it's a touchdown for Tevin Coleman.
Offside, defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
This ball is snapped. He comes off the ball, gets up on the second level, throws a key block, and there's Tevin Coleman. A man I think is going to really take advantage of this opportunity.
Home field tonight. Matt Bryant for the extra point, and it is good. Weak with a left ankle that got rolled up on during practice. And his kickoff down to Tyler Lockett. Caught it on the run. He's dangerous too.
Look out.
He bounced off the hit of the kicker, and now they're trying to catch him from the side. So his kickoff return even better than Roberts gave Atlanta to start the game. Wilson over the middle, caught. Lockett. 72 Saints, the 06 Lions. Wilson's on a winning team. He fires and is picked off right into the hands of Desmond Trufant, the Washington Husky and Tacoma native, with a happy homecoming. Wilson tackled him. The ball came out. Trufant got it back. And great field position again.
If Lockett fooled Wilson, or he just missed the throw completely, but there's Trufant, a man who missed the Super Bowl last year and most of the season with an injury. And
interesting formation. Levine Toilolo was moving back and forth. The tight end, he stayed in a block for Matt Ryan. Far sideline, Julio Jones in a crowd, and they're going to confer to see if he was in bounds when he came down with the ball. Yes.
goes up and gets it at its highest point. Does he have them both in?
Yes.
Indeed. What a catch.
16-yard gain. Atlanta up to the line quickly. Coleman fought his way, playing on a sore hamstring that kept him out the last 2 weeks, and now Griffin is out. Coleman yanked down behind the line of scrimmage. Bunch to the right. A blitz from Seattle. And an on-target throw by Ryan. First and goal, Atlanta, on another catch by Justin Hardy. Ryan into traffic and deflected around and incomplete. You can feel it coming. Perhaps tonight's the night. Trying to grab control of this one early. Kevin Coleman down inside the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal. Ryan, back corner of the end zone. Sanu has it.
Good gracious. If you can do it, I can outdo you. What a catch by Sanu. Seattle, wow. Shocked.
Matt Bryant makes it 14-0. Not even midway through the first quarter. Seattle got an electrifying return from Tyler Lockett just a moment ago. Turned it over very quickly thereafter. Here he comes again, and again Bosher makes contact with Lockett. A big early hole for the Seahawks. Trying to solve their on 2nd and 9. Wilson, the quick hitter for a first down. Paul Richardson. Marshawn Lynch went into what he termed at the time of retirement, and the offensive line struggles really coincided with his departure. Swing pass. Lockett. Mike Davis. Big hole.
Oh, yes.
He delivered the hit at the end of that run, and he comes up fired up with a 13-yard gain. McKissick, now the running back. He was a wide receiver in college at Arkansas State. He got tripped up. Rusher this year. He took the shotgun snap, throws toward the end zone into traffic and incomplete. Intended for Doug Baldwin, but 3 Falcons right around it. The opening quarter, Atlanta leading 14-0. Good protection, but now Wilson starts to do his thing with a flag down. It is a catch on the far sideline, but there is a flag down.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Out of the gun, the quick pop. It's Lockett again, short of the first down. He got blasted at the 20. C.J. Goodwin in on the stop, and now a late flag thrown.
Go ahead, Bert.
Tripping, number 29 defense. 10 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
To the officials earlier, probably for the concussion protocol, he has not returned. Davis makes a man miss. Tough run. And the crowd loves it. They're happy to see anybody. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Wilson to the end zone, and it is caught. Jimmy Graham, the touchdown for the Seahawks. Former basketball player at the University of Miami, just using his old boxing out techniques. Blair Walsh adds the extra point. Atlanta's the worst. But it's Atlanta with the lead. 14-7 as we thank him for his distinguished service. Matt Ryan has Julio Jones. So obviously hard for the defense to hear on its home field with this crowd going crazy. Tevin Coleman dumped for a big loss. Sheldon Richardson, the former New York Jet. 3rd down and 8. The crowd fully engaged now. Ryan on target to Sanu for a first down. The back is Teron Ward. He gets the call. Chugs ahead near the 38-yard line. We're in the final minute of a very entertaining first quarter. Tight end. They do have a good tight end group. 4-man rush, and the throw into traffic for Julio Jones, who could not hang on. Marvin Hall, a former Washington Husky, was the motion man. Ryan in retreat, throws it away.
Might be a flag on Seattle. Looks like illegal contact.
His
There are
flag.
2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 23, defense. Intentional grounding, number 2, offense. Those fouls offset. Replay, 3rd down.
3rd down and 8. They rushed 5. Ryan up for grabs, and Hardy did not complete the catch. He's punted fewer times than any punter in the league this year. This just is 29th. Very high Tyler Lockett makes a fair catch. Back in the playoffs. 42-7. We count the playoff games. Mike Davis got belted behind the line of scrimmage by Dontari Poe for a loss of 3. Wilson, look out! He swung down. Back at the 11. The ball's on the field. And for the moment, it's a touchdown for Adrian Claiborne in Atlanta.
UCLA. Ball's out.
Yes, it is. Barely.
And there's Claiborne. What a last couple weeks he's had. But Takk McKinley can do the one thing that very few ends can do, and that is run 4-5 or better.
Courtney Upshaw knocked it out. Thinks Seattle
The
got the
on-field
crowd
ruling
back
of a
into
fumble
it.
recovered by the defense in return for a touchdown is under review.
Move
After
up
review,
to number.
the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, went to San Francisco to be the head coach. And Dan Quinn relieved Richard Smith of his duties on the defensive side, promoted Marquand Manuel to secondary coach.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty. The try will be attempted from the 20-yard line.
8-yard field goal, this extra point, with the 5-yard penalty, and it is right down the middle. He's already been a big factor in the return game for Seattle. Here he goes again. Almost to the 40-yard line. You tried it yet, Coach?
Not yet.
Looked good, though.
It sure did.
Maybe post-game snack. Russell Wilson on the move. Good throw and catch. Doug Baldwin, the diving catch.
Secret, in my opinion.
Spotted the ball just shy of midfield. Another
Kiss him. He's a man who just can't stay healthy. There it is.
slowed him down. Lacey got, it appears, just enough for the first down, and it is. From the 39. Play fake. Screen, Mike Davis. Mike Davis has been effective tonight, and he couldn't stay in bounds. From the 19. Seattle trying to get back within a touchdown. Wilson running out of time, throws it away. Chased by Vic Beasley. Very low to the ground, and he is explosive. He dropped into coverage there, and it's a completion and a first down to Jimmy Graham inside the 10. Graham starting to look like the touchdown maker you saw for so many years in New Orleans, team with Drew Brees. Davis danced back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Keanu Neal in on the play. He on 2nd and goal from the 6. Wilson sidestep Claiborne, running out of time, throws a rocket, and a catch made by Lockett. You would expect a throw. And Wilson throws to Graham, who got blasted at the goal line with a flag down, and apparently it is not a touchdown as Neal showed that hitting ability we've been talking about. Touchdown.
Pass interference, number 16, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Chiefs were kind of team leaders picked throughout the roster. He's one of 16 on the team. Wilson retreating and in trouble. Gets away for the moment, and Claiborne in. Beasley lofts it up to the end zone and nearly caught by Graham, who thinks he should have had it. And ordinarily he'd come down with that ball.
You're playing with fire the more you play like that, but it's exciting to watch.
Blair Walsh, a 30-yard field goal. Good job by the holder. Very pleasant night. It was a rainy day through a lot of it. The temperature in the mid-40s. A little pooch kick by Blair Walsh, and Seattle has it. They didn't want to kick it deep as both sides have had trouble covering kicks.
Have success returning the ball, you have to be alert for a possible pooch kick, and that time the Falcons completely fooled, and momentum is shifted quickly.
11 with Mike Davis, the running back. Play action pass. Wilson to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Doug Baldwin, Super Bowl. On 2nd and 10, Davis got away from Beasley, but could not escape Trufant. Atlanta defense trying to rise up after the miscue on the kickoff. Wilson down to the 1-yard line. Is it a first down for Jimmy Graham? He caught it right along that yellow line. Jet sweep. McKissick stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Him slam it in. No, it's the lob up for Graham, and the pass too high with Keanu Neal in coverage.
Again.
Lacey. Seahawks think it's a touchdown, but the officials are marking him down, and now the other official says touchdown. High of the end zone.
Well, I didn't think he got in at all.
Well, they'll take a look at it on the scoring play. The official looking at it from the side from which this camera was viewing it was
on the
going to
field.
mark it down shy
short
of the goal line.
of the goal line.
Oh, he's short. They better
It
get
will
a
be
fourth
fourth
down play
down.
ready.
Nick Van Ette, the tight end, goes out of the backfield. Design rollout for Wilson and a touchdown. He's the best man for the job for Seattle.
Short yardage situations. It's a sprint out. Nobody's open. He decisively.
Blair Walsh, it hits the upright and goes through. Blair Walsh kicks off. Another bouncer down the field, fielded cleanly this time by the Falcons. And Ben Garland.
Matt Ryan doesn't feel any fear either.
These are two quarterbacks with all the intangibles that you would want. 2nd and 12, a Seahawk blitz. Ryan throws deep and incomplete. Mohamed Sanu wants the flag, and here it comes.
Excellent.
Pass interference. Number 41, defense. Automatic. First down.
Seahawk defenders saying there was some flinching on the right side of the line, and they are correct.
False start. Number 85, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Called for the infraction. Coleman following blockers trying to get outside, taken down at the 42. 2nd and 11, kind of an awkward looking toss back to Coleman, and he got buried behind the line of scrimmage by a host of Seahawks led by KJ Wright. On 3rd and 15, 4-man rush. Ryan has an open receiver. Coleman bounced off a hit and has a first down. First year as the offensive coordinator in Atlanta. Ryan going deep, has his man, another first down. Both Super Bowls. 1st and 10. Inside the 2-minute warning now. Teron Ward dropped for a 1-yard loss. Teron Ward, the running back. The throw for Julio Jones, incomplete. Good coverage by Jeremy Lane. Falcons 6 out of 7 on 3rd down. Screen, and Coleman, don't believe he ever completed the catch. Incomplete pass, or is it? They're letting the play go, and now one of the officials more demonstrative in waving it down. Quinn told us he's fine now. Yeah, he's fine, all right. Couldn't be more down the middle than that one. Time for Russell Wilson. Minute 6, 2 timeouts for Seattle. And can Tyler Lockett give them great field position again? The answer is yes. He's to the 42-yard line. Kickoff coverage bad, and of course the kickoff return team botched the squib kick for Atlanta. Russell Wilson slides down under the hip by Keanu Neal.
No huddle offense.
Wilson over the middle. He'll probably use the timeout here, one of them, as the tackle made. Atlanta advantage back to 7. 30 seconds to go in the half. One timeout for Russell Wilson. What a move to get away from Beasley. And he runs out of bounds with a first down. Play clock down to 1. Line of scrimmage to 26. Wilson deep and incomplete. Looking for J.D. McKissick. A lot of family and friends in attendance. Wilson too high for Jimmy Graham. About a 42, 43-yard field goal from here. Wilson, look out for Beasley.
Oh, boy.
He's retreating, running out of time. Throws caught. Is it inbounds for Richardson? Yes. But not a first down. Saw the feet. Clearly inbounds. I guess the question that they're going to have for Al Riveron is, did he have possession of the ball, or was there a juggle?
Thought he dragged that right foot. That looks pretty clear to me.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. 1 yard short of the line to gain. Fourth down.
And it's a fake. John Ryan flipped it forward, and that did not work. Flipped it to Luke Wilson, and he got rejected by Grady Jarrett.
Oh, it's a quick shovel pass to Luke Wilson, and there's Grady Jarrett. Ain't fooling me.
I don't know.
That's a surprising call. You have a chance to.
I don't understand that one at all. Been a lot of interesting plays, a lot of mistakes, a lot of great plays. Seattle will get the ball to begin the second half, and it is returnable. Caught on the run by Lockett. I'd imagine the. And Seattle ball from its own 28. Wilson, high throw, batted out of the air. Intended for Paul Richardson, and the new coordinator, Marquand Manuel's done a nice job. Players talk about the energy he brings. He wants to play. He'd probably like to have a chance to tackle Davis because his players can't. And finally, he goes stumbling down along the far sideline at the 49-yard line. Rusher among running backs is the rookie out of Oklahoma State, Chris Carson, who played in only 4 games this year. J.D. McKissick up the middle. This week, he's been a factor, but now they're taking a look at him. Nice pocket for Wilson. Deep throw up for grabs. Richardson tangled up with Alford, and there's a flag.
Pass interference. Number 23 defense. Automatic. First down.
24-yard penalty. Deep handoff to McKissick. Blockers out in front. J.D. McKissick got rejected by Alford. Probably still upset about that pass interference call. Utah State, as John said earlier, a receiver there. Atlanta's practice squad for a while. There's a sack. Wilson taken down back outside the 20-yard line. McKissick, the running back, to the left of Wilson. And they throw him a screen. And he stumbles down. Had a number of.
Washington, Walsh missed 3 of them.
This is the best in terms of atmosphere and crowd noise. Here's Andre Roberts with the Blair Walsh kickoff. He got stopped in his tracks and then moved ahead for a couple more. In the area. Short set and a quick throw for a gain to the 29 to the tight end Levine Toilolo. And anybody since he came into the league. Great leader, outstanding player. He handed it off to Tevin Coleman for a first down, and then a late flag thrown down.
Illegal use of hands, hands to the face. Number 50 defense. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
Deep drop by Ryan, took a hit after he threw it, and it falls incomplete. Pressure. Dan Quinn is delighted with the way he's handled it. The numbers are down, but they feel like they're close. And you look at the first half, 24 points. On third down and 8. 9.5 to go, third quarter. Here comes the rush. Ryan, showing that there are 2 mobile quarterbacks in this game, has a first down inside the Seattle 40.
I love it.
Tevin Coleman, the running back. He was spun down after a gain of a couple. Nazir Jones. And then his coaches and teammates give him a lot of credit for their trip to the Super Bowl last year in his first year in Atlanta. Ryan on target. Julio Jones a first down at the 25. 3 catches for 35 yards.
Got it.
Ryan throws to an open receiver. It's a touchdown for Levine Toilolo.
That's great design. Just lost him. Everybody thinks they're throwing the ball to the right in the flat. Toilolo sneaks out, and this personnel grouping is killing the Seahawks.
A flag down in the end zone.
Personal foul, number 29 defense for a hit on a defenseless player. The result of the play is a touchdown. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Blow to the head. Thomas. Bryant. Extra point good. And Atlanta keeps it going on the first possession of the second half with a touchdown drive. Picking off from the 50 because of the penalty on Earl Thomas. For him, with 31 points on the board for the Falcons. An excellent play calling tonight. Paul Richardson wide open. Weaves his way across the 40 and taken down at the 43. Eddie Lacy, they fake it to him. Russell Wilson is across the line of scrimmage and slides down at the 40-yard line of the Falcons. 17 on that run, 47 on 4 carries tonight. McKissick, not a big guy, but he runs hard. Mike Davis. Faked it to McKissick. He ran into some traffic. Luke Wilson was available, and he spun down short of the first down by a couple. 4-man rush. They put plenty of pressure on. They also wound up getting a holding call in all likelihood against Seattle. Goal range. They need to reach the 30 for a first down. Wilson. Chased around by Claiborne and by Jarrett. Lunging for the marker. And it looked from here like he got the first down.
Unbelievable.
He got the first down. Deliver the hit at the end of the run. It's clear there is no fear. McKissick fought down to the 27-yard line. They are 21-3-1 in primetime games since 2010. Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Richardson caught the slant for a first down at the 16-yard line.
Creates, and he's done it all night.
These two teams keep answering. Seattle's turn to try and answer, and Wilson threw it away over the head of Luke Wilson. Strength and conditioning, flexibility, nutrition. 5-man rush. He is surrounded. He escapes, and now he is down back at the 28-yard line.
Trying to get to the quarterback.
12-yard loss. 3rd and 22. They are in field goal range. Wilson down the sideline, incomplete for Richardson. Tangled up with Alford. Crowd wants another flag, and this time there will not be one. So here's Blair Walsh. Important 46-yard kick to make it a 1-score game, get them within 8, and it's good. Blair Walsh kicks off for the Seahawks. And a rare touchback tonight. Line up in a pistol. And a play fake to Tevin Coleman, and the quick toss to Taylor Gabriel. He's had a very quiet night. Speedy wide receiver. 2/3 of the Legion of Boom not playing tonight. Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor due to injury. Coleman out to the 30-yard line. Can the Legion of Boom replacements come up with a play? Ryan throws. No, they can't. Julio Jones, the first down. Upended after he picked it up with 2 yards to spare. First quarter, Seattle's been within 4 a couple of times. Now it's Atlanta on the move again. Ryan a screen. Teron Ward running room. First down. Lunging forward to the 48-yard line. Tackled by Earl Thomas. Teron Ward again after an 11-yard pass play. Tough run, including a stiff arm near the end. He got very close to another first down. Stick on the ground. Tevin Coleman has the first down. Michael Bennett, score game. Look, Bennett with outstanding penetration, and he stopped Tevin Coleman right in his tracks. Has a big leg at 42. Play fake and a screen. Sidearm throw, and they're out of field goal range now. Austin Hooper, more comfortable field goal attempt for Bryant.
False start.
Wow, they're in
False
retreat.
start. Number 67, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Atlanta penalty of the night. Third down, 19. Snapped it on 2 on the clock. Short throw. Gabriel tackled immediately. Nice play by Byron Maxwell. Ankle that kept him out of practice a couple of days this week, and then he's been banged around trying to cover kickoffs. Hangs it up high, and Lockett makes a fair catch just inside the 10-yard line. And Steve Young, 1994, is the MVP of the league that year, won the Super Bowl. J.D. McKissick, about 8 yards on first down. Now for the 5th game in a row with a knee. 2nd and 1, and they don't get it. Matter of fact, they lose a yard. Eddie Lacy, with 3 out of 9 on third down. Wilson throws, bobbled, but caught by Baldwin for the first down. The Atlanta sideline doesn't think he caught it. Ruled incomplete, and the punting team comes on. I don't know what Pete saw that we didn't see. I thought it was
Field of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
We got the call correct on the field while we were away. The call on the field upheld. I think field goal at the end of the first half, and that challenge, when it seemed blatantly obvious, it was not a catch by Baldwin. John Ryan's first punt of the night for Seattle, and a fair catch made by Roberts. Don't have to go very far for a field goal try. Blitz by K.J. Wright, and a screen pass for very little gain. Again, Tevin Coleman. Belted by Bobby Wagner. 3rd down and 6. A Seattle blitz. Ryan deep. One-on-one. It's Julio Jones. Inbounds, the catch. 5th catch of the night for Jones. And then Ward yanked down by Michael Bennett. Flag down.
Holding. Number 91, defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
6:40 to go. Teron Ward for about 2. 6 minutes to go. They're in field goal range to take a 2-score lead. They want a touchdown. Ward has the first down. Ward breaks free and is finally tripped up at the 5-yard line by Jeremy Lane. Tevin Coleman inside the 5. Sheldon Richardson the tackle, and the clock will run under 5 minutes to go. Inside the 5-yard line, the opponents have scored a touchdown every time. Ryan for Jones, off his hand and incomplete. Clock on this drive. Inside handoff. Coleman stacked up, spins.
Great effort.
No signal. Now there is. Touchdown.
Off. Watch the second effort by Tevin Coleman. Feet never stop. That's a touchdown.
They will take another look at it on a scoring play. I think you have to kick the field goal, don't make it a 2-score game.
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. It will be 4th and goal from the half-yard line.
No, it's got to be on the inch line. Make the kicker stand around us.
Delay of game.
Second time we've seen that.
Offense. That penalties decline. 4th down.
Pete Carroll
Shouldn't bother Brian. He's done it a long time.
about as mentally tough as they come, about as physically good as they come too. 19-yarder. It's a 2-score game.
He can turn the game around in a hurry.
They do kick it on a line to him. Ooh, boy. Look out. Russell takes off running again. First down. Got every yard he could out of that. Got out of bounds. That and the challenge that cost him a timeout here in the second half. Big decisions by Pete Carroll that were both highly questionable. Jimmy Graham the catch. Their 11 game winning streak on Monday Night Football in serious jeopardy. Whoa! All for the original hit, and then Neal hit McKissick in the back when he was out of bounds, and Keanu knows it.
McKissick eased up on the sideline.
Personal foul, number 23.
Neal came in
Defense
late.
for an unnecessary hit out of bounds. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
Atlanta's not given up a touchdown the second half in their last 4 games, and they haven't given one up tonight as well. 2 field goals for Seattle in the second half.
Because he's going to scramble.
They're offside. So Russell throws down the middle for a touchdown. Doug Baldwin with exactly 3 minutes to go. It looked like the flag will be on Atlanta for being offside.
Offside. Number 98. Defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play. Touchdown.
Jump off sides. Wilson knew it. And Doug Baldwin run right down the middle for an easy touchdown.
A little bit of sleep there. Wilson to Graham. And it's a 3-point game. And now Pete Carroll has another decision to make with 3 minutes to go. And Blair Walsh kicks it away. They had trouble earlier on a pooch kick. Andre Roberts retreated inside the 10. And he did not get past the 15-yard line. DJ Alexander leading the way on the kickoff coverage. Derek Coleman, the fullback, leading the way for Tevin Coleman. And a quality gain of 6. Derek Coleman stays in front of Tevin Coleman. And Tevin tripped up. Bradley McDougal, the safety, starting for Cam Chancellor, made a big play. 2-minute warning. Atlanta by 3. Ryan out of time and sacked. Sheldon Richardson leading the way for Seattle. On special teams for Seattle in the kickoff return game. Not a good punch. Short. So short it bounces at the 42. Flag down. Lockett buried immediately.
During the kick, holding, number 59, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down Seattle.
Blair Walsh's career-long field goal is 56 yards. Graham, first down, ball comes out, and they're ruling him down at the 36-yard line if he can't get back out there. 11-yard gain. Wilson got it off, deflected and almost intercepted by Brian Poole. Adrian Claiborne had the heat on Russell Wilson.
Baldwin, Russell targets the most. Free play.
Yeah, looked like the Falcons jumped again. Russell knows it, so he's going to heave it deep. And up for grabs and incomplete. Doug Baldwin nearest to it.
This Falcons jumping off
Offside.
sides.
Number 44, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
A lot of mistakes all night long on both sides, but it's been very entertaining. They try to jam it into Graham in midfield, and to go, no timeouts for Seattle. Very tentative rush. They're trying to keep him bottled up, and they still can't. They managed to trip him up from behind it. Dio and Jones, a huge tackle at the 49-yard line. 3-man rush. Catch made, 44-yard line by Graham. Baldwin took a while to get back lined up. 30 seconds to go. 3-man rush again. Check down McKissick. He's down, and now they really have to hurry. Poole is slow to get up for Atlanta. We need to get Walsh a little closer, you would think. Down the middle, Richardson, did he hang on? It appears he did. Now they have time for the spike. And they'll get Walsh a chance. With 7 seconds to go from about 51 yards. 52-yard try to tie it and send it almost certainly to overtime. Blair Walsh straight down the middle and short.
Just short.
And now you know why perhaps Pete Carroll was going to try that play to get him 3 or 4 yards closer. 2 54-yarders, a 55-yarder in the past, and Seattle 11-game winning streak on Monday Night Football is over. More importantly, it is a big win for the Atlanta Falcons, who now move into playoff position occupying a wild card spot, and he knocked Seattle out of that position. Atlanta got to hit 14-0. Seattle battled back all night long, and it literally came up just short.